What's up, guys? IGSQUAD here. So this is my 5th of my 8 summer vlogs. So I'm starting the vlog a little bit early, starting it on a Sunday. There's a lot of noise outside. Planes. Yeah, we got a little bit of stuff going on this week. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So if you guys read the description of last week's video, you know that it said that I'm starting to have my suspicions about what happened with the Performa video, like what went wrong. And I told you I would explain it in next week's video, and well, this is next week's video. So yeah, let's talk about it. So one thing that kind of came up after the fact that I thought might be a possibility is that maybe at some point, I just didn't notice it, the CRT blew. It could be possible, I don't know. I guess the light would still be on, but no way of really telling. CRTs are a pain in the ass. I mean, like, seriously. But, yeah. That's a possibility. I don't really know what else. I mean, maybe the cable was bad, but the thing is, the cable isn't removable from the monitor. And of course, since it's an Apple proprietary display, classic Apple, there's no way of me being able to reverse anything, so that just doesn't really work. If you guys haven't subscribed to my new podcast channel, which it looks like none of you have, you should definitely go subscribe. I am rebooting the podcast on October 17th, so be ready for that. And yeah, I'll have more instructions on what's going on with the podcast on my Instagram story, so stay tuned for that. Alright, it's the next day. I didn't record much yesterday, but right now, gotta get the phones booted up and check batteries, and yeah. Gotta charge the iPhone, so never seen the Kyocera's battery stay at 4 for this long. It's kind of impressive. Gotta charge the Radiant here, and it won't focus. This keeps popping up on the Radiant, and it's actually getting on my nerves. Like, I'm not going to sign into AT&T. No. Alright, we got another phone to take a quick look at, so let's go ahead and do it. And that phone is, in fact, the Pixel 4a. So let's go and take a look at it. Let's take a look at the Pixel 4a. So it is available for pre-order right now. Starts at $350 bucks. Let's take a look at some specs here. So we have a 5.8-inch display, which is 1080 by 2340, and that is an OLED display. We have a 3,140 milliamp hour battery, which is actually a pretty decent size, better than the standard Pixel 4, which is kind of pathetic. But, you know. We have 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage standard. Finally, Google didn't f that up. It's about time. We have the Snapdragon 730G. That's interesting to me because the 765G is going in a lot of mid-range devices, and specifically as one of its competitors, which is the OnePlus Nord, has that 765G. So why does this one have the 730G? I don't know. That seems very weird to me that they didn't opt for the 765G. Now I get this is $50 less expensive than the OnePlus Nord, but still, it seems kind of weird. And then we have a single 12 megapixel rear facing camera, a single 8 megapixel front facing camera. We have video, which is 1080p at 30, 60, or 120 frames per second, and 4K at 30 frames per second, so they f***ed that up again. No 60 frames per second, although this is a $350 phone, but still, if they don't get that right for the Pixel 5, then they are absolute idiots. We do have an 18 watt
USB-C adapter in the box, which, unlike the iPhone SE, is actually nice to see. We do have a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is nice to see, which, unlike its two main competitors, which are OnePlus Nord and iPhone SE, don't. So there you go. And we only have one color, which is just black, which is kind of an interesting thing to me, because Google usually likes to do it with their fancy colors, but not with the Pixel 4a. I'm kind of surprised on that. They also did give us a sneak peek of Pixel 5, but hopefully it's not going to be complete like the Pixel 4a or Pixel 4 was. And there's also going to be a 5G version of the Pixel 4a, so we'll see what that's like. So I'm putting up a car of the day on my desktop. So today's car of the day is the Acura NSX. That orange is sick, dude. Oh yeah. So I forgot to make the intro to this video until now, so let me do that real quick.
Alright, so it's the next day. I'm booting up the phones right now, and then I have to edit yesterday and Sunday's parts of this video, so yeah. Alright, so just finished turning them on. Got the Barrage, got one of the Sanios, CE, T105G, the 8300, Sonata, Gusto, because I need to charge the batteries from the Gusto too, and the Trance is back there. And then I'm gonna try the Blackjack again today. Probably not gonna work, but we're just gonna try it out. So yeah, let's get the Sonata plugged in. This is how bad Wi-Fi reception is on my Opera 4. I can't even load Disney Plus. Alright, let's try out the Blackjack and see what happens. I'm really curious. It's been over a month since I've tried it, so let's do it. Okay, we got the red light, so that's a good-ish start. Alright, nothing happened to the Blackjack. So far, everything is fine. I'm gonna edit the video real quick, and then I'll go back up and check on it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, time to head upstairs and check on the Blackjack. Let's go do it. Well, to my surprise, it's still charging, so I think we might be good here. Huh. Alright. Cool. So, I guess we'll check on it again later. This is gonna take a while to charge, though. Yeah, probably should have charged the other ones before I did this one, but oh well. Aha, the Blackjack is back, baby. Let's get it. It did not give a charging error, so I guess just tip is wait a month or two, and then it's back to normal. So there we go. Sweet. Alright, so it's the next day. There's a few things going on today. Today is a Galaxy Unpacked, so we're going to take a look at that. But there's a few things that need to go down before I do that. First, I need to get a shower. And that is done, and I have 8. So now, time to turn on the phones. Let's do it. Explain this to me. The S6 was fully charged. Took it off the charger around like, I don't know, 1, 2 a.m. And it drained 28% of its battery while it was off. Just explain that to me. I don't know. We got quite a few phones to charge, and a lot of them with the same cable, so yeah, this one's gonna take a while. Today's car of the day is the C63S Coupe. Oh yeah. If you don't know, today is Galaxy Unpacked. We're gonna take a look at it and see what is up. Most likely, I mean, well, pretty much, we already know that it is the event for the Note 20. And then there might be some other stuff, Galaxy Fold 2,
a new version of Galaxy Buds. We don't really know. Galaxy Tab S7. So yeah, let's just see what happens. All right, live stream starts in a little less than half an hour. So yeah, I'm excited. This is the first really Samsung event I've actually sat through. I sit through a lot of Apple events, but not really Samsung events, so I'm excited to do this one. Okay, they just started putting up previews for the Unpacked live stream. That's a really cool illustration. So that might be one of the new colors that's on the Note 20. That looks really cool. I like that, like, brushed gold. Looks really nice. Oh yeah, well there's an S Pen, so we already know that a new Note is coming. I mean, it's already time for the Note, so that totally makes sense, but yeah. So they just gave off quite a few previews. Oh, Khalid, hey. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm not a BTS fan. But they clearly showed off a new pair of Buds and Galaxy Watch 3 apparently, and also the Note 20 of course, so yeah. This is gonna be exciting. Well, they're behind schedule, so this is great. Are they gonna start the stream? No? Oh boy. It looks like they're finally starting the stream. Finally. Alright, Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra are official. Have a bunch of Samsung members on the Jumbotron behind them, which is pretty sweet yet creepy at the same time. Oh boy, here comes Note 20. Here's a reveal video. This blush gold color looks incredible. I already love this color. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. That nice wallpaper. Ooh. Yes. Man, that new Note 20 looks awesome. They also have a sea green color, which looks pretty sick. I like that a lot. Wow. Dynamic AMOLED 2X. Wow. Well, we finally have 120 hertz on the Note 20. You guys know we got that on the S20 earlier this year. So now we have it on the Note. Yeah, buddy. Ultra wide. That same 108 megapixel. Super resolution zoom. Whoa. That looks awesome. If this plays out well, this may be my top pick of the year. Oh boy. Alright, here comes the Galaxy Tab S7. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Alright. New keyboard. Alright. Finally have a Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. So, makes it more like the iPad Pro with its two sizes, so that's nice. So I still have, so the larger one is still smaller than the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. The smaller version is still the same size as the 11-inch iPad Pro, so there you go. Mystic Bronze seems to be this year's signature color.
So that looks pretty cool. I actually really like that Mystic Bronze color. I think it looks really nice. All right, so let's take a quick look at Note 20, Note 20 Ultra, Z Fold 2, Tab S7, and the Galaxy Watch 3. So let's start with the Note 20. I'm gonna be honest, I think this new Note 20 is overpriced, and pretty significantly at that. This takes some pretty cheap cost-cutting measures, and the phone is still $1,000, which really is not a very good pricing strategy. So if we take a look at it here, we have a 6.7-inch display. It's a 1080p display. It drops it from 120 hertz to 60 hertz. But it is a flat display, which some people will prefer. I'm in the minority. I actually like the curved edges, although they do get in the way sometimes, but it's not a big deal. Shut it. But you can see we have a 6.7-inch display, 64 megapixel camera, tops out at 8 gigs of RAM, but it still has a 4,300 milliamp hour battery. Very good battery size. We do have, Android 10. We have the we do have the Snapdragon 865 Plus, not just regular 865, which is good to see. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is gonna show up in the Pixel 5. So Samsung playing this move is actually a very good way to do it. But what is not very good is that the back of this phone, even for $1,000, is plastic. Yeah, the Pixel 4a is $350 and it has a plastic back. The Galaxy Note 20 is $1,000 and it has a plastic back. Nope. I believe it still has wireless charging, but maybe not. And it does have wireless charging, yeah, it does have wireless charging, but still, that's a very interesting strategy. We do have the under display fingerprint sensor. It doesn't have Bluetooth 5.1. It still maxes out at 5.0. USB 3.2. We do still have stereo speakers. It does record the 8K at 24 frames per second. And it maxes out also at 120 gigs of storage. I know it says 256 gigs of storage here, but I'm pretty sure I saw that it maxes out at 120 gigs of storage, which is still probably a pretty decent storage size for most people, but yeah, something to keep in mind. All right, now let's take a look at the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So this is, I feel like, a much better value, and if you're willing to spend the extra money, and this phone, okay, this phone starts at $1,300. It is not cheap, but decent value. So we have a 6.9-inch display, same size as the S20 Ultra, and that is a 1440 by 3088 display resolution, 494 ppi. It is up to 120 hertz, unlike the standard Note 20. And I'm going to be honest, I think that the S20, the standard S20, is a better value than the Note 20. I'll probably talk about that more in the smartphone awards, but, you know, there you go. And then we do again have the Snapdragon 865 Plus, as well as the Adreno 650. That we do have that 108 megapixel sensor. We do have 256 gigs of storage or 512 gigs of storage. Both have 8 gigs of RAM. I think there might be a higher RAM option, but I'm not sure what it is. Like I said, we do have that 108 megapixel sensor, 8K at 24 frames per second. Bluetooth 5.0, still not 5.1, surprised by that. Wireless charging, and that Mystic Bronze color, man. Whew. Looks pretty nice. And we do have a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, which is the same size that was in the S10 5G. So there you go. All right, now let's take a look at the Galaxy Z Fold 2 5G. Well, first off, but let's start with the front. The front display is a 6.2 inch display, up pretty significantly from, I believe, the 4.6 inch display on the original Galaxy Fold. And then in the inside we have a 7.7 inch display. Take a look at some of the photos here. That's the internal display. Looks really good. And then the outside display is 1080p, and then we do have 120 hertz, which, unlike the original Galaxy Fold as well as the Galaxy Z Flip, this is the only folding phone right now with 120 hertz display. And that is 1536 by 2152 on the interior display. Kind of a low pixel density. I'm a little bit surprised. But HDR10 plus. We do have that Snapdragon 865 plus, 512 gigs of storage and 12 gigs of RAM. Very nice starting spec there. We do have a 64 megapixel camera wide, a 16 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel telephoto camera. It does record 4K at 60 frames per second. No 8K here, but that's fine. How often do you really take pictures of your Galaxy Fold? Not very often. And then we do have wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, and again, it is about $2,000, which, again, pretty awful price, but this, I think, is actually a better value than the original Fold. Let's just hope it doesn't break again. Ugh. All right, now let's take a look at the Galaxy Watch 3. Okay. So, if you guys don't know, my daily watch is the Galaxy Watch Active, the original Active from early last year. So this has a 41 millimeter size and a 45 millimeter size. The 40 millimeter size has a 1.2 inch display with a 247 milliamp hour battery, and the 45 millimeter size has a 1.4 inch display with a 340 milliamp hour battery. 1 gig of RAM. Exynos 9110 processor is what we're looking at. It does have a blood pressure monitor. It is 50 meters water resistant, so it is IP68. 8 gigs of storage, which is up from the 4 gigs on this watch. Super AMOLED display, Bluetooth 5.0. And it looks like the price is going to be about $250. Not a bad price, especially when you compare it to Apple Watch Series 5, but still not the greatest price. I got this one for about $150, but we'll see. We'll see how that price plays out. And last, let's take a look at the Galaxy Tab S7 and Tab S7 Plus. So, let's start with the standard Tab S7. So we're looking at an 11-inch display, which is the same size as the smaller iPad Pro. 13 megapixel camera, which nobody really cares about the cameras on a tablet, except for the front camera. 6 or 8 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 865 plus, which is great to see. 8,000 milliamp hour battery. 120 gigs of storage with 6 gigs of RAM, or 256 gigs of storage with 8 gigs of RAM. 13 megapixel camera, like I said. 4K at 30 frames per second. Bluetooth 5.0. Side-mounted fingerprint sensor. 45 watt fast charging, which is great to see in the tablet. We wish Apple would give us better fast charging in the iPad. I think the iPad's fast charging is around 29 watts. So, yeah. And then we have the Tab S7 Plus, which is still... So we have a 12.4 inch display, which is still smaller than the 12.9 inch iPad Pro. But we do have, again, 6 or 8 gigs of RAM. We have a 10,090 milliamp hour battery, Snapdragon 865 plus. We do have, again, that's pretty much those same specs. This one does have the 120 hertz refresh rate, which is actually great to see on a tablet. The iPad Pro has had that for quite a few years now. And we do have those same specs, 120 gigs of storage with 6 gigs of RAM, or 256 gigs of storage with 8 gigs of RAM. And we do have that, again, that 45 watt fast charging. So this looks like a pretty nice tablet overall.
Alright, let's get these phones on right now. Alright, so phones are done being turned on. Here's the lineup today. Phoenix, 8300, Kyocera, T105, 306G, Trophy, C110, Maven, and Rebel. Oh, and also gotta grab the Gusto because I'm gonna charge the Gusto 2 battery. Somebody showed up as soon as I was about to get started editing. What? What, bub? Today's car of the day is the BMW M8 Competition. Ooh, yeah.
Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for this vlog. I gotta get this video set and ready for premiere. So that is going to wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button down below, and follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And I will go and catch you guys in the next one. Peace.